Hiya. Um, on Saturday I went to a show called The Big Reunion, which is based on a UK TV show, and the show was about 6 bands from the 90s or early 2000s that were really successful at the time, but completely went off the radar or suddenly split up, and about bringing them back and finding out why and trying to get them back together. And it was really successful. It was like a hugely successful TV show, so much so that there's going to be a season 2 with new bands, and so much so that the final concert in the TV show that they all did together became a tour, and I managed to get tickets for this tour with my boyfriend. I say I did, he did, and yeah, I got to go. So the one band that got my interest in the first place is because my sister went, "Oh, you've got to watch this TV show. It's got your favourite band in." And I was like, "What? Evanescence are in a TV show?" She was like, "No, no, better than that. It's got 5 in." I was like, "Oh my god, I have to watch this TV show." So as you can see, I got a t-shirt for them because they were my favourite. So that's who I went for, 5, which seems to be who a lot of people went for. They were like screaming. If even like a picture of 5 flashed up on the big screen before they came on, people were screaming for them. So I'll show you through the pictures who they all are. And this is 5, which isn't 5, it's 4. Everyone keeps calling him 4 because Jay, who was the oldest member of the band, he was like the rapper kind of guy. He had the eyebrow piercing, everyone fancied him apparently. I didn't. But he would have come back to the band, and apparently it's because he was nasty, and he said apparently his reason was he didn't want to be famous anymore. But the rest of the guys basically made it quite clear that they were comfier without him, especially for Sean here, who got really bullied by Sean, not by himself, by Jay. And if you watch the TV show, you'd just seen that he wasn't really like in a bad place. Even to this day, he ended up like crying about things, and he ended up going in a corner to talk to himself about things. And apparently it's all because of Jay. And if you saw anything of 5, like their live video or of interviews or something, he was always very quiet. He was always very reserved and shy, and no one really knew a lot about Sean. And apparently that's because he was just broken as a person, and he didn't want to talk, and he was ashamed of himself, and you know, he didn't like who he was anymore. Because apparently before he was in the band, he was like one of the most confident people you're gonna know. But with him being so young, he was 15 when he joined the band, he was very impressionable. So that was the main plot of 5, and Sean left, which ended up that they broke up. And sorry, I should probably say who they are. I'm just talking away. This is Scott, obviously Sean, Abs and Richie, and they sang "We Will Rock You," they sang "Everybody Get Up," they sang "If You're Getting Down," they sang "When the Lights Go Out," and "Keep On Moving," which is their biggest hit. And basically all the bits that Jay was supposed to do, they shared between them and sang, so they all got a bit more singing time, which was nice, I guess, for them. And it was really good. Like, even though there was a missing member, you didn't feel that way. You didn't feel like you were missing out on something. And so that was 5, who were probably like the big headline act during the show. They got the most attention and on the tour. So yeah. The next band, my boyfriend was like, "I'm the only boy in this audience." In the section we were sat, he was like the only boy. And I went, "It's alright, you've come for 911." And I gave him this fantasy that he was like in love with Spike, which is this dude here. Started pointing with my finger as well. And so yeah, Spike, Lee and Jimmy, and they sang "Body Shaking," "More Than a Woman," "Love You a Little Bit More," "Back to Evil, It's Friday Night," and a song I don't know. I wasn't really that much into 911. I think I was a bit too young to really get into them. But they were really good as well, and basically they split up because they were starting to get a bit of tension because Lee was the singer and the main one, and the other two kind of wanted a bit more limelight. But they originally were just dancers, they didn't know anything about singing, and Lee was a singer and didn't know anything about dancing, so that's what worked for them. But so it ended up in Jimmy here ending up being quite addicted to drugs and alcohol, and they just realised it would be healthier for the entire band to split up. But now they're back, and they've got an album coming out, so if you really love 911, there's an album waiting for you. The next band is a girl band, which is Bewitched, and they had 2 albums, I think. I had them both, and these they ended up getting dropped from their record label because they had a song that wasn't #1, basically, because all their songs went straight to #1 until they did Jessie Hold On, I think it was, and it became a #4 in the charts. So that's what happened to these. They got dropped, sadly. And we've got Adele, Lindsay, Sinead and Kiwi, and they sang Syllabi, they sang Roller Coaster, they sang Jessie Hold On, and they sung Blame It on the Weatherman. And they were called. They were all good. I'm just going to keep saying that. But that's Bewitched. Oh, and another big plot of the show was that Lindsay was married to Lee from 911, and he was not over her. It's a huge plot of the show, actually, that kept coming up and up. Poor Lee, bless him. The next band were the losers, basically, of a TV show called Popstars. Liberty X. And Liberty X is Tony, Kelly, Michelle, Jessica and Kevin. And they again got dropped from their label and tried to get another label, and it just wasn't successful for them at all. So sadly they ended up going off the radar completely, and came back on the show, and they did Just a Little was their big song. They had Ain't Nobody, Holding On For You, Got To Have Your Love, and Thinking It Over. They were the songs they performed. And yeah, Liberty X. And the next band was Atomic Kitten. And there's one thing, right, this picture might look fine from afar, but I just have to show you the terrifying, where are we? Nope, no, wrong one. The terrifying close-up of Kerry Katona. How, if I was Kerry Katona, I'd be like, I can't believe you've commissioned that photo of me. I can't believe you've sold that photo of me to people. But I guess if you know anything about Kerry Katona, it's not the worst. Not the worst thing she's been seen doing. So yes, this was a girl band, and Kerry Katona actually left and was replaced by Jenny Frost, and that's when they got really big. But they brought Kerry back to the original lineup for the show, and so yeah, they've got Kerry, as I said, and there's Tash and Liz. Liz is my favourite. And they did Whole Again, which was their big song. So I did High. They did Right Now, It's Okay, and they did a song I didn't know, which surprised me because I thought I knew a lot of Atomic Kitten just from when I was a kid, but no. So that's them. And then the last band is a band I know the least about. I didn't actually realise I knew any of their songs until I looked them up a bit after the show, and before obviously we went onto the tour. So that's the Honeys, and these were like England's answer to Destiny's Child. So there's Mariama, Selena and Heavenly, and basically Heavenly left and was replaced by Mariama, and they ended up losing their deal with this company in the States due to Heavenly leaving, and they didn't find a new member in time until they got back to the UK and started again. And they used to have a member called Naima, I think she was called, and basically she was just like a hired model. Like, she couldn't sing or anything, she was just pretty, so she was in the band. and so they decided to get back together with these three, the girls that could sing. And it was a good idea because they were really good live. They weren't like English Destiny's Child. And they sang Finally Found, which I think they're a big hit, End of the Line, Never Let You Down, which is a song that I had and didn't actually realise I knew anything about the Honeys. A song I didn't know, and Take It Lying Down. And so that was the big reunion. And it was really good, and I recommend getting tickets to the Christmas tour, because the tour that I went to is sold out, but they're doing one at Christmas as well. And it was just really good, and really, like, it was amazing to see bands that I loved as a child, finally, after all these years, at 22. And yeah, it was just awesome. So yeah, if you can get tickets, or if you've got tickets, enjoy it, and see you later.